Welcome to an exploration of one of music's greatest mysteries. For centuries, the violins crafted by Antonio Stradivari have been considered the pinnacle of musical instrument design, commanding millions at auction and captivating listeners with their unparalleled sound. But what exactly makes these instruments so special? Today, we'll dive deep into the fascinating connection between climate history, wood science, and musical genius to uncover how a period known as the Little Ice Age contributed to creating the most revered stringed instruments ever made. Antonio Stradivari worked in Cremona, Italy between 1680 and 1737, during what many consider the golden age of violin making. Part of the legendary Cremonese school of luthiers, Stradivari stood alongside other masters like Niccolò Amati, who was Stradivari's teacher, and Giuseppe Guarneri. While these craftsmen all created exceptional instruments, Stradivari's violins achieved a level of tonal perfection that has never been replicated, despite countless attempts by modern makers using advanced technology and scientific understanding. Today, only about 650 of his instruments survive, each worth millions and treasured by the world's finest musicians. What made this craftsman's work so exceptional that nearly 300 years after his death, his name remains synonymous with perfection? One of the most fascinating discoveries about Stradivarius violins involves the historical period during which Stradivari sourced his materials. The Little Ice Age, spanning roughly from 1300 to the mid-1800s, was a period of unusually cool temperatures across Europe. During this time, Alpine winters were longer and summers shorter. This climate anomaly had profound effects on the growth patterns of trees throughout the region. Tree ring dating of wood used in Stradivari's instruments reveals something remarkable. The trees that provided his tonewood grew during some of the coldest periods of this climate event. The colder temperatures fundamentally altered how these trees developed, creating wood with properties that would prove ideal for violin construction. This climate-influenced wood became an unwitting partner in Stradivari's genius, providing him with material possessing acoustic properties that simply don't exist in modern equivalents. What exactly happens to wood when trees grow in colder conditions? The answer lies in the annual growth rings. During the Little Ice Age, trees in the Alpine regions experienced significantly shorter growing seasons. This environmental stress forced them to grow much more slowly, producing extremely narrow annual rings. Scientific analysis has shown that the spruce Stradivari selected for his violin tops has growth rings sometimes only half the width of those found in modern spruce. This slow growth created unusually dense wood with tightly packed cellular structures. Dr. Lloyd Burckle from Columbia University's Lamont Doherty Earth Observatory discovered that trees growing at higher altitudes during these cold periods developed exceptionally narrow rings each year. The result was wood with an extraordinary strength-to-weight ratio. It was simultaneously lighter and stiffer than comparable modern woods. These physical properties directly translate to superior sound transmission, allowing vibrations to travel more efficiently through the instrument while minimizing energy loss. The dense grain patterns effectively create a natural composite material that responds with remarkable sensitivity to the player's bow, producing the characteristic rich, complex tones that distinguish Stradivarius violins. Stradivari was meticulous in his choice of materials. For the top plates of his violins, the part most responsible for sound production, he selected spruce with exceptionally straight grain and consistent density. These soundboards needed to be lightweight yet strong enough to withstand the tension of the strings. For the backs, sides, and scrolls, he typically used maple, prized for its beautiful figuring and excellent sound reflection properties. What's remarkable is how Stradivari seemed to intuitively understand which pieces of wood would produce the best acoustic results, despite having no scientific understanding of sound wave physics. He would tap the wood, listening carefully to its natural resonance before deciding how to use it. The maple he selected often came from the Balkans region, while his spruce was harvested from high Alpine valleys. Both sources provided wood that had grown slowly in cold conditions, creating the dense grain structure that would become a signature characteristic of his instruments. This combination of different woods, each with specific acoustic properties, allowed his violins to produce their full, complex sound with both warmth and clarity across all registers. Beyond the physical structure of the wood, research suggests that chemical factors may also contribute to the Stradivarius sound. Analysis of wood samples from authentic Stradivari instruments has revealed interesting chemical compositions not typically found in modern woods. Some scientists believe that Stradivari may have treated his wood with various mineral-rich solutions containing compounds of aluminum, copper, and calcium, among others. These treatments could have filled the microscopic spaces within the wood's cellular structure, further enhancing its acoustic properties. Additionally, the wood underwent a natural aging process before Stradivari even began working with it. Logs were often stored for years, sometimes even decades, allowing them to season properly and stabilize. This patient approach to material preparation, combined with potential chemical treatments, created tonewood with exceptional properties. While modern makers have attempted to replicate these conditions through artificial aging and chemical treatments, they've never fully captured the complex combination of factors that made Stradivari's original materials so special. While the unique properties of Ice Age wood certainly contributed to the excellence of Stradivarius violins, we cannot discount the extraordinary skill of the maker himself. Stradivari refined violin design in numerous ways, developing templates and patterns that optimized sound production. He carefully calculated the arching of the top and back plates, the thickness graduations of the wood, and the precise placement of the sound holes. His instruments feature a perfect balance between flexibility and rigidity in critical areas. The master's varnish formula, which remains somewhat mysterious despite scientific analysis, also plays a crucial role in both preserving the wood and enhancing its acoustic properties. This varnish, with its distinctive reddish amber color, contains various natural resins and oils that penetrate and protect the wood while allowing it to vibrate freely. Stradivari's genius lay in his ability to combine these elements, exceptional materials and refined design, into instruments that achieved a perfect acoustic balance. His craftsmanship amplified the natural advantages of the wood, creating instruments whose whole was greater than the sum of their parts. The quest to understand Stradivarius violins has become a fascinating intersection of musicology, materials science, dendrochronology, and acoustics. Using advanced technologies like CT scanning, researchers have created detailed three-dimensional maps of these instruments, revealing their internal structures with unprecedented precision. Dendrochronologists have studied the growth rings to pinpoint exactly when and where the trees used by Stradivari grew. Some of the most compelling research comes from studies comparing the density and elasticity of Stradivarius wood with modern equivalents. These investigations consistently show that the wood in Stradivari's instruments possesses unusual physical properties that directly influence their sound production. Spectral analysis of the sound produced by these violins reveals a unique harmonic profile with particular strength in frequencies that the human ear finds especially pleasing. Scientists have even attempted to recreate the climate conditions of the Little Ice Age in controlled environments to grow tonewood with similar properties. Despite all these efforts, the combination of factors that made Stradivari's instruments exceptional remains elusive to modern makers, suggesting that there may be aspects of these historical instruments that science has yet to fully understand. Stradivarius violins transcend their identity as mere musical instruments to become cultural treasures of immense significance. These instruments have been played by the greatest violinists in history, from Paganini to Heifetz to modern virtuosos like Itzhak Perlman and Anne-Sophie Mutter. Many Stradivarius violins have their own names and detailed histories, passed down through generations of elite musicians. Their value extends far beyond monetary worth, though they regularly sell for millions at auction, into the realm of cultural heritage. Museums and private collections protect these instruments as irreplaceable artifacts of human achievement. The mystique surrounding Stradivarius violins has penetrated popular culture as well, featuring in countless stories, films, and even mysteries. They represent a standard of excellence that has become proverbial. To call something the Stradivarius of its field is to declare it unsurpassed. This cultural significance adds another dimension to our understanding of these instruments, as they carry not only their inherent quality but also centuries of human connection, artistic expression, and historical importance. For centuries, violin makers have attempted to replicate the quality of Stradivarius instruments, employing increasingly sophisticated methods. Modern luthiers use computer modeling, acoustic analysis, and precise measurements of original instruments to guide their work. Some have experimented with artificially aging wood through various treatments, including fungal inoculation, controlled temperature and humidity cycling, and even radiation exposure to simulate centuries of natural aging. Others have focused on recreating Stradivari's varnish formulas through chemical analysis of microscopic samples from authentic instruments. Despite these scientific approaches, most experts agree that modern copies, while excellent, still lack certain qualities found in the originals. This persistent gap between the original instruments and modern replicas highlights how the unique confluence of factors, the special wood from the Little Ice Age, Stradivari's craftsmanship, and centuries of playing and natural aging, created something that cannot be fully reproduced through technology alone. The challenge of replication continues to drive innovation in instrument making, as each generation of luthiers builds upon previous knowledge in the quest to understand and perhaps someday equal Stradivari's achievement. As we look to the future, the approximately 650 surviving Stradivarius instruments face both challenges and opportunities. Climate change and modern storage conditions present conservation challenges for these centuries-old wooden instruments. Specialized conservators work to preserve them while maintaining their playability, striking a delicate balance between protection and performance. Meanwhile, advancing technology continues to unlock new insights about these masterpieces. Researchers are using artificial intelligence to analyze the acoustic signatures of Stradivarius violins, potentially identifying patterns that have eluded human detection. The question of whether these instruments should be played or preserved remains contentious. Some argue that they should be regularly performed on to maintain their voice, while others believe they should be protected in museums for future generations. Many Stradivarius violins are now owned by foundations or institutions that loan them to exceptional musicians, ensuring they continue to be heard while receiving proper care. As climate change alters growing conditions worldwide, we may never again see natural wood with the exact properties of that used by Stradivari, making these instruments not just masterpieces of craftsmanship but also time capsules containing materials from a climate that no longer exists. The extraordinary quality of Stradivarius violins emerges from a perfect storm of historical circumstances that can never be repeated. The Little Ice Age created wood with unique acoustic properties, which then fell into the hands of a craftsman of unparalleled skill and intuition. Over centuries, these instruments have been played, maintained, and revered, developing their voices further with each passing year. What makes this story so compelling is how it connects us to natural history, human craftsmanship, and artistic expression across centuries. The narrow tree rings in Stradivari's would literally record the climate of a bygone era, while his craftsmanship represents the pinnacle of human skill and artistic vision. These instruments stand as testaments to what can be achieved when exceptional natural materials meet extraordinary human talent. As we continue to study and preserve these masterpieces, they remind us that sometimes perfection emerges from the intersection of circumstances that cannot be engineered or replicated, only appreciated, protected, and passed down as part of our shared cultural heritage. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for updates. Your feedback is appreciated. We hope to see you again.